ค Please be seated. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I'm Brian Boer. I'm Dean of the College of Food, Agricultural, and Natural Resource Sciences. We do call it CFANS for short, so when you hear people say CFANS, I'm not going to say it again, the full version of our name. But thank you all for joining us, and welcome to our 2025 commencement ceremony for graduate students in the College of Food, Agricultural, and Natural Resource Sciences. I'm honored to host today's event, and I would like to introduce our distinguished University of Minnesota guests and collegiate deans. And if you could all please stand as I call your name. First of all, University of Minnesota Regent Mary Turner has joined us today. Thank you, Regent Turner. Thank you. University of Minnesota President Rebecca Cunningham. Vice Provost and Dean of Graduate Education, Scott Lanyon. CFANS Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Programs, Milena Saki-Salsas. Associate Dean for Undergraduate Programs, Julie Grossman. And CFANS Associate Dean for the Minnesota Agricultural Experiment Station and Research and Outreach Centers, Jolene Hadridge. It's now a real pleasure of mine to introduce a leader who brings bold vision, deep experience, and a genuine commitment to our university community. Since beginning her role as the university's 18th president this past July, Dr. Rebecca Cunningham has already shown strong support for the St. Paul campus and a keen interest in CFAN's world-class research and its role in addressing some of Minnesota's most pressing challenges. We're honored by her partnership and her presence here today, so please join me in welcoming President Rebecca Cunningham.
Thank you, Dean Burr, and good afternoon, everyone. I am just thrilled to be here today. When I became president last summer, one of my earliest introductions to the University of Minnesota was a visit to the research fields and labs of the College of Food, Agriculture, Natural Resources Sciences. Here, I got a powerful lesson in what the university has to offer the world, what our university has to offer the world. The innovation, the intellectual rigor, and the tireless work that goes into solving some of the most fundamental challenges we face. Think about it. One of the first words on your diploma is food. It doesn't get any more basic or more important than food for every single person on this planet. You can trace the history of humanity by following our progress in providing nutritious and healthy and abundant food. And the next chapter of that amazing story is happening right here, right now, thanks to all of you who are here today. So when I found out I'd have the opportunity to return and celebrate your commencement with you, I circled this date on my calendar with real anticipation. I'm just thrilled and honored to be here today to share your joy. To add to my delight, this is my first commencement at Minnesota. These ceremonies, yes, thank you. Thanks for inviting me. These ceremonies are wonderful celebrations. I can see some of you out there are already having some fun, and you should. You really deserve it. There's also joy at a deeper and quieter level. Each of you has achieved real and significant achievements that we all collectively honor today. You have produced work that is no doubt more advanced than anything you have done before. You have gained knowledge about your course subjects, about the people with whom you share this moment, and about yourself. And that knowledge will shape you for the rest of your lives. And it is worth acknowledging that you've made real sacrifices to get to this moment in time and effort and resources. You've run into and overcome tremendous obstacles. You've learned to dig deep, to bounce back, and to navigate a world that is more varied and complex, and at times more uncertain than you ever might have imagined. So if you haven't already, I hope you find a little time amid this fun whirlwind to pause and reflect on each of those accomplishments, and that's why events like today are all the more important. Plant them in your mind, let those memories grow and take on meaning. And perhaps the most important lesson you've learned here is one that I think about every day. We all do this better when we do it together. This is why universities exist. For almost 1,000 years, universities have brought scholars and teachers together in community to learn from each other, to make each other's ideas better, to argue and disagree and come to better ideas and share that knowledge within the world. Look at just a tiny sample of what this community of students, faculty, and staff working together have achieved recently here at the College of Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources. You've harnessed the power of technology, big data, robotics, artificial intelligence to help farmers improve crop yields and withstand severe weather events, like flash flooding. Through controlled environmental agriculture, you've learned how to produce the same amount of food using only 10% of the water and fertilizer of conventional agriculture. You've paved the way for Delta Airlines to operate its first ever flight powered by camelina, an innovative regenerative crop grown right here in Minnesota that can be used as airline fuel. Your work has improved and touched the lives of each of Minnesota's 87 counties and led to breakthroughs that will improve human thriving across the country and around the world. Perhaps now more than any other point in our lifetimes, we are learning that we cannot take any of that for granted. We each have a part to play in protecting and advancing our mission. So when the graduation parties are done, and I hope they're really great, and you've returned the caps and gowns and packed up your diplomas, boldly go out and show the world what a University of Minnesota graduate has to offer. Join together with more than 2/3 of your fellow alumni around the globe, making our world a better place. I know that many of you are modest Minnesotans, but please don't be modest about what the university accomplishes every day. Stand up for what this university has meant to you and what it offers Minnesota, to the nation, and to the world. Help ensure that the benefits that you have received here are available for generations to follow you. And know that as you make your way into the world, this university community stands behind you at every single step, cheering you on. Before I turn it back over to Dean Burr, let me add my voice to the chorus of thanks to everybody who helped you get to this milestone, to the friends and families who made it possible for you to attend and thrive here at the University of Minnesota and supported you at every step of the way. Please let's give them, graduates, some applause. To the family, to the faculty and staff who created and cultivated your experience here, offering their knowledge and care and deep dedication, and to the citizens of Minnesota from every corner of the state who have helped make the University of Minnesota one of the greatest universities in the world. To all of you and to our amazing graduates, my sincere congratulations and warmest wishes for all to come.
Thank you, President Cunningham, and I'm really delighted this is our first commencement. It'll be your best one. If you stay here 100 years, this will be the best commencement you've ever been to, for sure. So thanks for those remarks, and all of you again, thank you for joining us today. I'm going to build off some of those, I think, as I go along here. In a few moments, you'll all be graduating from the University of Minnesota, maybe some of you for the first time, maybe some of you for multiple times, so we certainly welcome that. And for the rest of your life, you'll become a maroon, gold, and bold gopher, just as President Cunningham said. And I'm sure, well, first off, I do want to thank your families, as President Cunningham did. And a special part of that is this is Mother's Day weekend. So I want to recognize all the mothers out there who cared for your young kids and brought them up and turned them into gophers, of course. So let's give a round of applause to the mothers in our audience today. And especially the other thing in Minnesota, President Cunningham, you may learn, is this also fishing opener weekend. It always happens to be Mother's Day weekend. So I appreciate the mothers and fathers who would be out fishing otherwise if not for this, and appreciate you coming here instead. I know that takes some stamina to do that. So thank you all for joining us today. For your graduates, I'm sure, how many times have you lately heard the dreaded question, what are you going to do next? You heard that? Yeah. You know what I started to do with that? I said, well, what are you going to do next? and watch people's faces just kind of drop. So use that if you can. If you have an aunt or uncle, it'll make their head spin a little bit. But I also say that's the wrong question for people to ask. And the question I think about, the right question, is what's your purpose today? And if you're reading some of our CFANS newsletters or our communications team, you'd see us say we're purpose-driven science. As President Cunningham was saying, we try to solve some of these great challenges going on there. And our purpose is actually stated, oftentimes people don't see it, but it's inspiring minds, nourishing people, and enhancing our natural resources. That's our tagline we often use when we spread that out. And we have inspiring minds first. It's that piece that you're all here today for, to celebrate these minds who have gone forward to go for their masters and PhDs to contribute going forward to that. So in our sense, that is our purpose in doing this. And I'll say it has shaped my conviction over time that the service of public higher education that President Cunningham was again addressing, so she did a nice job of setting this up, that job is a key part and is the purpose, is our purpose as we do that. And I will assure you today, as you look at the faculty that are here supporting you, either on stage or out here, that every one of those faculty and staff members who are part of our college and the entire diaspora of people, the graduate assistants who work in this, are similarly committed to that mission and our purpose of how are we going to provide the best possible education for our students going forward. So I want to thank the faculty. I want to thank our teachers, instructors, and mentors of our graduates today as you're here as well. So thank you for your work in moving that forward. You can give them a hand if you want to. And I was a little worried they were pretty hard on you or something, right? Those advisors, and maybe you were kind of holding back a little bit, but thanks for recognizing them. And over time, for me at least, and I'll talk a bit about myself, because it's all about me. No, it's not. over time, and especially in today's environment, I've particularly come to appreciate just how important, and I use the word worthy, that work is. And I thought I'd share, this might get a little daunting. I'm a history buff. I'm an economist by training, but I enjoy history as well. And I'd picked this up somewhere along the line, and our public education history here starts actually back with the Massachusetts Constitution. And the Massachusetts Constitution was actually drafted in 1780. So to give you some perspective on 1780 in the US, what was going on, 1775, this is the 250th anniversary of the start of the Revolutionary War. 1776, everybody knows, because that was independence, the Declaration of Independence. 1780 was prior to the ending of the Revolutionary War in 1783. So it sits in the middle of that time when in the US we were thinking about how do we break away from an autocracy or a king in that case that was occurring in England where we'd moved from. And so I found this, I found this years ago. It's kind of stuck in my back pocket, I guess, for a day like this. And I'm going to read it briefly. It's pretty brief, but I actually kind of love the language. You would never write something this way today, so it's kind of cool to read something from 1780. But it goes, wisdom and knowledge diffused generally among the people. So basically what we were just talking about with our university of how do people come to a public university and have their education, being necessary for the preservation of their rights and liberties, and as these depend on spreading the opportunities and advantage of education in the various parts of the country, and among the different sorry, I need to put glass on because there's some words here that I want to get right, different orders of the people, it shall be, and I'll highlight that a little bit because that is our part of our mission to be open and available to all individuals coming to get a higher education. It shall be the duty of legislators and magistrates in all future periods to cherish the interest of literature and the sciences and all seminaries of them. And I'll point out the word seminaries is largely because at that time, unless you were going to religious schools, which many schools were theological orientation, the Harvards, the Penns, and so on as our starting points, but became more broadly open, especially the University at Cambridge, public schools and grammar schools in towns, for the promotion of, here's where it gets good for me, for the promotion of agriculture, right in there, right before the actual Constitution of the US, arts, sciences, commerce, trades, manufactures, and natural history. So CFANS is actually pointed out in the Massachusetts Constitution. I want to point that out to everybody. We are the origin of this. to countenance the principles of humanity and general benevolence, public and private charity, industry and frugality, honesty and punctuality, in the dealings, good humor, and social affection and general sentiments among the people. So I go back to that time and say, this is basically a founding document of our country, thinking about how do we bring education broadly to people, because of course, if you're going to be part of this broad democracy that we have, we want people to have that education and responsibilities to engage in that aspect. So I just find that a terrifically basic foundational statement about what you're all here representing today and your purpose in being here. The quick part of that too, you can draw that direct line to the land grant institutions that were 1863. I'm going to guess you all know what happened during 1863. So during these times of great stress, the Morrill Act is what created the land grant universities that we're part of, that brought us to a public university, the great University of Minnesota, for example, that are here today that you're a part of. So there's direct lineage going on there. And I will point out as part of that, of course, these universities, as the University of Minnesota is on historical Dakota and Ojibwe lands. We're actually in the process in CFANS. We have some research and outreach centers across the state, one located on Fond du Lac's band, that we're returning that land to the Fond du Lac band, working with the state legislature to do that, and excited to have that opportunity to work with them in partnership on their lands that are part of their reservation to do our work here. So this all ties together in that historical context of what you're part of today, to give you some sense of, I don't mean that to be the gravity of the situation, but more the celebration of the opportunities that have been given here as part of that educational system that was put in place then. And I'm definitely, I'll just say I'm a beneficiary of that revolutionary, I call it revolutionary because of that time period. I'm a first generation farm kid from Denver, Iowa. My dad worked in a factory, my mom mostly ran the farm, a shout out to my mom. And it kind of proves that either higher education can be transformational or you can fool all of the people all of the time. I'm not sure which one I've managed to accomplish. And as my dad said, I just had to quote him, he passed away about a month ago. He used to say, I cleaned up pretty good from his days working at John Deere. So as a public university graduate myself, I boldly, using the words that President Cunningham is using as part of her strategic planning, I boldly support inclusive access to higher education for all people. Education that's affordable and opens the door to the opportunities you're going to have here as you leave the room today. It literally transformed the entire country and it transformed the world. There was no such thing prior to our founding here. And it's been a story, as President Cunningham has pointed out, just within the University of Minnesota has been carried out 2/3 times here at the University of Minnesota alone. And I want to do a special call out in our graduate programs. You'll often find many international students here from all parts of the world coming to the University of Minnesota for an education. And I want to thank them today for being part of our classrooms and teaching and research and labs, and our faculty, our international faculty who've come here to the university to experience the education. And I wanted to give you all a special thank you as well, because it takes a lot of courage to come from another land and come to another country and enter into grad school, if that's where your journey was, and taking that on to go out and then move on into your careers and lives as well. So I want to congratulate all of you today, especially in that as well. So thank you for joining us. So here's the rub. You're all, whether you're domestic, international, wherever you are, whatever your backgrounds, you're all part of that radical idea now, which it was. If you think about that timing, it was a radical idea that education can be successful, that public education is important, it is critical to gain a more benevolent world. So you share that obligation now, right? This wasn't free. For all the state support you've had, for all the other support you've had through grants and contracts that often come through our government agencies, you share that obligation now to carry that forward. And that's a lot to put on your shoulders, but I'll make it easier for you. I'll make it a little bit easier. You don't need to be good at that, to carry that forward. You don't need to be the president. You don't need to be a food scientist, as Julie Simonson, our speaker coming forward here soon, will be talking about. You don't really need a master's or the PhD program, and I'll explain a little bit, because as I went through my career as a graduate student at Iowa State, I had a mentor who he planned to be a Catholic priest. He turned into an economist, and there's got to be a joke there somewhere. But I'm not sure, I never figured out what it was, but he said, he told me, you know, he was the first person to ask what your purpose is, what's worthy of what you're doing. And in 1986, while I was in grad school, he gave me a cassette tape of Martin Luther King Jr.'s Drum Major Instinct. I don't know if anybody out there has heard that. It's actually a sermon, it's not a speech, because as a reverend, he was giving sermons. And I always need to joke that, you know, it was a cassette tape, for those who don't have. I might have had a Sony Walkman for the cassette tape. Anybody know what a Sony Walkman was? Okay, I'll give up. You can find it online on Google now, right? You can go and watch it, listen to it, and do listen to it, because the only person who can deliver it to its full effect is hearing Dr. King's voice give it. And the core of that, the bottom line was, he said, if you want to be first, wonderful. We want you all to succeed and be first. We want you to be important. We want you to be successful. We want you to go out and be the best in the world. But if you want to really be the best, the true measure of that is service. And that's a true, as he said, a true measure of greatness. And the beauty is, everybody who's graduating today, you all can serve, you all can be the best, you all can be important, because you have that obligation now, an opportunity to serve more broadly in your work. So class of 2025, as you commence today, ask yourselves, what is your purpose? What's the purpose of your one and only one life? How do you give back that ideal of public education, whether that's through your work or service or anything that you're doing? How do you carry that forward? And as Dr. King said, you can be great because everybody can serve. It's not a huge lift. It's something just go out and engaging and working with people. And from that, I'll just point out today, this time of year is always fun because it's always celebrations, graduations, all those things. We had an alumni celebration recently, and just 3 people that are really incredible. Robert Herbst is an alum here who graduated in 1957. He earned his degree in forestry and wildlife management. He went on to become the first Minnesota DNR, director of Minnesota DNR, and then went to serve as acting director of the State Department of Interior. And he commissioned the Alaskan National Parks and 32 of the lower 48 states' national parks. So incredible impact coming out of CFANS, the University of Minnesota, to have that impact. Just this last couple of weeks ago, we had Dr. Mohammed Siddiqui, who is actually the Minister of Agriculture in Morocco now, won the Outstanding Alumni Award for the University of Minnesota, which is the highest award we give to our graduates. He came here to study agronomy and plant genetics, got his PhD in 1990, and he went on to become the Minister of Agriculture as part of a Minnesota project funded by USAID. That was with a goal at that time to train people from other countries that were looking to become food self-sufficient in agriculture and agronomy to do that work. And he came here, graduated, and went on to become a leader of that country. And Morocco is self-sufficient now in agriculture and actually exports some of their crops now as a country. And today you'll be meeting Julie Simonson. Dr. Simonson earned her PhD here in food science and nutrition. And she's got a more fun version of success. I mean, I loved that they had this in her program, that she developed Easy Mac. And yeah, I just knew somehow that grad students would love that. And Red Baron Pizza, the other staple, right? But the food science and technology and innovation, to create, at times we need to have some joy in our lives and good tasting food in our lives, and she'll be speaking later today. So with that, I'll simply wish you that you can find your purpose, but always remember you're searching for that to be of service to others, and at that point you will always be great in the University of Minnesota's eyes. And that allows you to go out there and pursue that purpose boldly, as boldly as you can. Be open about it, be proud of it, go out and show people how you can serve the world, and it will carry forward from you. So today, go forward, be maroon, gold, and bold, and congratulations to all of our graduates. So now it is my pleasure, speaking of students, to introduce your graduate student speaker, Caitlin Chloe. Caitlin earned her undergraduate degree from the University of Idaho, and she is now completing her doctorate here in the Department of Animal Science under the mentorship of Dr. Milena Saki-Salsas. Her research focuses on a bacterial disease that affects pigs, and she's working to better understand how it develops so we can find new ways to treat and prevent it. Beyond the lab, Caitlin is a dedicated advocate for fellow students. She's held leadership roles in several campus organizations, always working to build community and support for graduate students. Please join me in welcoming Caitlin Chloe. Congratulations today.
Good afternoon. Thank you for that introduction. And hello, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. And thank you to everyone, first and foremost, who supported us through our graduate program and reminded us that we should occasionally swap out our coffee for maybe a cup of water. I am honored to speak today on behalf of the College of Food, Agricultural, and Natural Resource Sciences and our graduate class of 2025. To my fellow graduates, whether today feels like this is a triumphant celebration or this is survival and regalia, you made it. Our journey here was unique to each one of us, but we all share two things, and those are persistence and resilience. Graduate school begins with a general idea of a topic that you might possibly one day maybe be an expert in, and a list of vaguely threatening deadlines to get you there. To become experts in our chosen fields, we became experts in trial and error. We did not always stay motivated, but we showed up every day, and that is what made us persistent. The failures we encountered weren't the end of the road. They put us on a path towards better questions. We persisted through them, and in that process, those failures became our greatest teachers. Persistence does not stand alone without resilience. Many of us traveled here for graduate school. Alongside having to learn a whole new research topic, we were learning how to catch a city bus and decode what Minnesota nice is supposed to mean. For the others who have already been here, graduate school might have been an abrupt shift from the routine of undergraduate education or a job outside of academia. Those unique challenges made the first few months of grad school hard. Then research, coursework, writing, coding, lab work, teaching, grant applications, and committee meetings all kicked in, and it just kept getting harder. But through it all, we were resilient. Today we are celebrating our degrees and accomplishments, but I also want to celebrate everything else we have done in the last few years. We built a community, we mentored others, we inspired undergraduates and high school students, and we challenged the status quo by saying, actually, we can do better. We get to decide whether we change the world or whether we watch it change without us. Don't let imposter syndrome fool you. Every single one of you fellow graduates has already changed the world. Maybe not in a grand, all-encompassing kind of way, but certainly in quiet, powerful ways, and each of us has unlocked new discoveries. We set the stage for stronger, more inclusive communities. We inspired the students that we taught and mentored, and they will grow and share that knowledge with others. We supported each other through struggle and self-doubt. The world is different because we were here and we chose to put our time, effort, and tears into something that mattered. Our persistence and resilience did not come for free, but the impact we have made is priceless. As we graduate and go to the next stage of our careers, remember this: you don't have to be perfect, and you don't need to succeed every time. You just have to keep showing up with persistence and resilience and knowing that you have already changed the world. Congratulations, class of 2025. We made it. Now enjoy the sunshine and a moment of well-deserved rest. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin, for those remarks. Appreciate you representing your classmates. So with that, I have the honor of introducing our keynote speaker today, Dr. Julie Simonson. She's a proud CFANS graduate alumna and a trailblazer of food science and innovation. Dr. Simonson currently serves as Vice President of Research and Development at Schwann's Company, a Minnesota-based leader in the frozen food industry. Her career spans more than 3 decades, during which she has helped bring beloved products, millions of dinner tables in college dorm rooms, from Easy Mac to Red Baron Pizza. I'll also point out that Dr. Simonson has been a tremendous advocate and champion for the University of Minnesota, is engaged with our students. Many of you may have worked with our labs and programs we have here, so carrying on her paying back to the University of Minnesota her education. So thank you, Julie, for joining us today.
Thank you, Dean Burr, for the kind introduction. I really appreciate that. And I thank you also and Dr. Melina Saki-Salsas for inviting me to speak here today at the CFANS graduate commencement. I'm truly honored and humbled to be here on stage in front of all of you. You are incredibly smart, ambitious graduate students. I'm very envious of you today. And congratulations to all of you for achieving this pinnacle milestone in your life. You have worked so hard for it, I know. I'd also like to recognize and say thank you to the parents of today's graduates, as well as the family members and the supporters of these graduates. It's a special day for you too. It's a testament to your ongoing encouragement, your commitment to supporting your student, and it probably involves some nudging, some straight talk along the way. But you hung in there, and I really think the students deserve your support and congratulations. Because of this, your students have really realized their academic potential, and they're receiving the master's or the doctorate degree today. CFANS is an amazing institution and organization of passionate professors, instructors, postdocs, staff, and students that are driving innovative and new scientific discoveries and technology advancements within the diverse fields of this college. Earlier this spring, I was reading the Impact newsletter that appears in my mailbox, my inbox, periodically. The articles, and more importantly, the people, were very impressive in what they were accomplishing. I'm proud of the impact that CFANS team members have at the local, the state, the national, and the global level, and they're impacting and affecting individuals, communities, populations, and their environments. And graduates, you are now part of having and making that impact. As you already heard, I had the opportunity to experience this commencement myself back in December of 1990. Yes, that was almost 35 years ago, if you happen to be counting. My major professor was Dr. Howard Morris, who a few of you in the audience might remember as the cheese professor in the Food Science and Nutrition Department. And I also worked with Ray Miller. You might recognize Ray as the well-respected pilot plant coordinator who retired last summer after 40 years at the U of M. I worked with Ray because I was the teaching assistant to Dr. Morris's cheese technology class and lab for 2 years. I remember a day in the pilot plant where I was helping the class learn how to take a big cheese vat full of cow's milk, add just the right amount and type of rennet and culture, let it coagulate, cut it into cheese curds, salt it, and press it into blocks of cheddar cheese for aging. During the entire lab class, we discussed what was occurring from a food chemistry standpoint and microbiologically during each step of that process for cheese making. However, after the lab, I sat down with Dr. Morris in his office, where he proceeded to ask me, Julie, how could we have approached the lab, the lesson better? How could we have gotten the students to help them better understand the key points? What are your ideas? What are your suggestions? A couple of things struck me at that point. Here's a professor who had at least 40 years experience in his field, and he was asking me, a young graduate student, for advice. Wow. He must really be open to listening and collaborating with others in order to gain new perspectives. And he really cared about his students, and he sincerely wanted them to teach them in the best way possible so they could apply what they learned in their future career, whether it was in academia or in the food industry. From that early experience in grad school, I realized that no matter how much of an expert you are in your field, there will always be ways and benefits of collaborating with others. And always, always be respectful of others throughout your whole life. During my grad school days, my desk and my lab in the food science building were right off of that pilot plant that I mentioned. There's one thing that I did in that lab that was not at all related to my research or to food science, but it was something that I really enjoyed, and it provided balance in my life. 2 or 3 days each week, early in the morning, before anyone else showed up in the labs, I was in there practicing my bassoon. Can you imagine walking into a lab and hearing someone practicing scales or playing a Mozart concerto? You wouldn't expect that. Well, I couldn't practice in my apartment, and it was pretty inconvenient at that time to come all the way over here to West Bank to practice. So my food science lab became my practice studio in the wee hours of the morning. Why is this significant? Graduates, each one of you has worked hard to hone your knowledge, your skills, your research. Yes, that is so important. That's what we're here recognizing you for today. But don't forget to have balance in your life. Whether it is music, sports and exercise, crafts, or another hobby, nurture your interests because that helps you develop into a well-rounded individual. I'm thankful for my lab mates who were tolerant of my practice sessions on the bassoon, though most of them rarely heard me. But it enabled me to go from playing in the University of Minnesota Orchestra here on West Bank while in grad school to being able to play in community orchestras throughout my career, including today in Southwest Minnesota. I have a busy and demanding career in food science, or in the food industry, but I've always tried to balance it out with a creative outlet of music. So now you've heard about my graduate experiences, both the pilot plant making cheese, as well as what I pursued outside of my research as my personal hobby. Those experiences, as well as many others, became the foundation for my career in research and development in the food industry. And this career has taken me across 3 companies, 5 relocations of my household, and living in 2 home countries. But more importantly, it has enabled me to apply the lessons learned from my University of Minnesota food science professor and my other professors so that I could effectively coach, mentor, and guide and lead hundreds of R&D individuals, team members, through their further development and their growth. These lessons that I learned can be really summarized into 4 key points, which I'd like to share with you today. Lesson number 1, collaborating and networking with others is absolutely essential. There is an old African proverb that some of you have probably heard that has resonated with me many times in recent months, so I'd like to share it with you. It says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I'll say that again. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. I don't know what you would choose, but I'm choosing to go together and go far. Stay connected with others, whether it's your network of friends, seeking out mentors, coaches, working with colleagues, other team members to really tackle a challenging project. All of those working together will take you far. Second point, honesty and integrity always come first. It is up to you to lead yourself. It is up to you to be accountable for who you are and to be honest caring, respectful, and do what is ethically right. Don't look to blame others for your own behavior. Own it yourself. Third point, be curious. Ask questions, challenge the status quo, and share your perspective. Have a perspective. One of the best pieces of advice that I received early in my career at Kraft Foods was from my vice president of R&D. And he sat me down in his office, and he said, "Julie, I need you to speak up more in discussions. I know you have a point of view up there. Please share it." Graduates, whether you are a scientist, an engineer, an economist, or some other career, you will always continue, and you can always continue to learn and grow in your field by being curious. That is so exciting. Fourth and final key point, be open to new experiences in your career while rounding out your life with other interests and hobbies. Your career may take you into directions that are unexpected or outside of the typical career progression. I know change can be challenging. I certainly learned that when I was asked to move my family to Germany in 2003. It was for an expatriate assignment. I certainly had not expected that career direction because I had not requested it. However, it happened for a reason, and I was happy that we embraced the opportunity. You may not realize the big picture benefits at the time of these crossroads of decisions, but embrace the change, even when it's unexpected, and move forward. And keep your life well-rounded with multiple interests, because it challenges your brain and keeps you growing, both at work and outside of work. So, graduates, you have accomplished amazing feats to get to this point. I can imagine, I know, the many hours of lab, field research that you've designed and executed, the problem solving that you've tackled, to think creatively for those alternative solutions, and the reams of data that you've analyzed to formulate those conclusions and bring forward those recommendations. You've worked exceptionally hard, and you deserve a lot of respect for your accomplishments. Keep in mind these 4 points, these 4 key lessons that I shared with you as you begin the next phase of your career. Collaborate with others, so you go far, not just trying to go it alone. Always lead yourself first with honesty and integrity. Be curious, but always share your perspective. And embrace change, even when it wasn't what you had expected. And keep a well-rounded view on life by pursuing a range of interests. Congratulations, CFANS graduates, for achieving your master's or your doctorate degree. I wish you the best on the next step in your career journey, and I cannot wait to see what you accomplish. You will make the University of Minnesota proud. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Julie, so much for those remarks. And those 4 points are certainly worth people keeping in mind as they're moving forward in their career. So thank you for sharing your experience with us. I will ask you to come do a concert sometime on that bassoon. I want to hear it. Do you have a fifth stage in midnight sort of song with that you can do? So with that, this is the time you're all here for mainly, is for your students who will be receiving their degrees. And so we'll be presenting that with several of our faculty, and Joanne Slavin, professor in the Department of Food Science Nutrition, will present the candidates for master's degrees to begin with.
It's great to have you guys here. Thanks so much for attending, and I have to tell you, I'm in a red outfit, but I do have gopher glasses on. So I am and the red outfit is just because that's where I graduated from, so I have to wear that. But I've been a proud gopher and very proud of these students. So we will now recognize the candidates for master's degrees. I request the master's students to come forward. We begin by presenting the candidates for the master's degree in agricultural education and communication. Paul Arsvold. And we have lots of time for pictures, so there's no hurry, candidates. We want to make sure we get a good shot of you. Kirsten Kurth. Next, we present the candidates for the master's degree in animal science. Michelle Inez Leonard. Lauren White. Lauren Noel Lasnik. Sarah Williams. Jennifer Felton. Catherine Marie Bosley. Amrita Ajeun, and I apologize for, I should do better. Marina R. Dorella. Next, we present the candidate for the master's degree in applied economics. Haikmar Dunanian. Next, we present the candidates for the master's degree in applied plant sciences. Sam Clayton. Forrest Hunt. John Larson. Cristina Perez Martinez. Hazel Schrader. Jenna Simon. Next, we present the candidates for the master's degree in bioproducts and biosystems science, engineering, and management. Nadine Janjula. Annabella Lau. Adam Haig. Next, we present the candidate for the master's degree in conservation sciences. Sawyer Lorenz. Next, we present the candidate for the master's degree in entomology. Isabel Derby Wright. Next, we present the candidates for the master's degree in dietetics. Joshua James Sleeta. Tara Jorgensen. Alexa Peterson. I think they put me behind the stage so I don't hug people, so that, but really proud of all you guys, Catherine Olson. Tegan Tyre Musselman. Maici Yang. Elizaveta Shevchenko. Carrie Rosen. Hannah Jane Lux. Dina Dayfalla. Jocelyn Kudu. Avery Lees. Maria Berger. Next, we present the candidates for the master's degree in food science. Ruth Reskamar Sens D. Kumar. I'm sorry, I did my best. Saini Shita Masalamani. Yush Danaje Jung Dajale. Anastasia Natania. Shrivats Moore. Li Jingo. Ariel Schnur. Caitlin Grace Kratz. Caitlin Krushke. Obed Aduama. Next, we present the candidates for the master's degree in Natural Resources Science and Management. Catherine Glenn Stone. Daniel Hernandez. Next, we present the candidates for the master's degree in nutrition. Taylor Joa. Elizabeth Call. Vehi Solange Juljei. Wanchu Sun. Next, we present the candidates for the master's degree in plant pathology. Ji Hyun Kim. Alicia Mildenberger. Next, we present the candidates for the master's degree in water resources science. Molly Tilson. Shauna Capron. We have some guests joining us for today that you can see in your program. We have guests joining us from the Carlson School of Management. Right now, I would like to present the candidates for the master's degree in human resources and industrial relations. Brianne Brewster. I think the Carlson School has to teach CFANS how to cheer. It's amazing, guys. So, Aaron Reedy. This is kind of a shout out. We have some other guests. We'll see. We have guests joining us from the College of Education and Human Development. I would like to present the candidates for the Masters of Education in Sports Management. Hannah Constable. Claudia Mary Lundgren. Dean Burr. The candidates, this concludes the presentation of master's degree candidates. Let's give them all a round of applause. I'd like to welcome my colleague here who gets to do the PhDs, and there's a little more work to that. You have to hood people. So Anup Kalanur Jani, professor in the Department of Animal Sciences, to switch up to the podium with me and present those students who are candidates to or have earned the Doctor of Philosophy degree, one of the highest degrees granted by the University of Minnesota. Move my drum.
Thank you, Joanne. Now, we will now recognize candidates for doctoral degrees. Candidates will be hooded by Associate Dean Dr. Milena Saki-Salsis and their advisor or director of graduate studies. Advisors, please stand when your advisee's program is announced so that you are ready to hood them when they cross the stage. So we begin by presenting the candidates for the doctoral degree in animal sciences. The first, Caitlin Cleowey. Congrats, Caitlin. The next person is Miguel Alfonso Suazo Medina. Congrats, Miguel. Next, we call on. Sorry. Congrats, Miguel. Next, we call on Kanan Florentino. Samrat Chize Gebiehu. Courtney Archer. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in applied economics. Monique Elaine Davis. Next candidate is Stephen Michael Pitts. Jachen Deng. Becca Weir. Chingyan Kai. Ling Yao. Yen Chu Long. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in Applied Plant Sciences. Mary Jane Espina. Gabriela Hidrobo. Maria Inés Ribolo Panencio. Hannah Stahl. Michael Burns. Julian Cooper. Lucas Mark Roberts. Muhyiddin Yusuf. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in Bioproducts and Biosystem Science, Engineering, and Management. Our first candidate, Madison Jitlin. Bilge Bahar Chamor. Sarman Octavianus Gultom. Kaushik Sampath. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in Conservation Sciences. Angelique Dahlberg. Kier-Ann Smith. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in food science. Yang Chi Kang. Brittany Kralik. Radhika Bharati. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in Land and Atmospheric Science. Andrea Paula Elvir Flores. Eduardo Samuel Gary Legos. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in Natural Resources Science and Management. Jessica Roots. Luisa Lucena. Eric Wahlberg. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in nutrition. Melissa Ann Kelly. Wes Moshore. Sarah Mozami. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in plant pathology. Jake Botkin. Kevin Wallace Probst. Austin Lean. Next, we present the candidates for the doctoral degree in water resources science. Zachary Andred. I'm trying to do this. Mariel Jones. Dean Boer, this concludes our presentation of candidates for the doctoral degree. Let's give a big hand of applause to everyone.
With that, it's not quite official. Regent Mary Turner, these candidates are presented to you for the degrees as named. Please join me at the podium.
Start right here. First of all, I extend my congratulations to all of the graduates. Through your aptitude, hard work, and determination, you have earned this day of recognition. As you embark on what lies ahead, carry your University of Minnesota degree proudly. To all the family and friends joining us, thank you for the countless ways you've supported these students as they've worked toward their degrees. Now, will the graduates please rise if they are able? Upon the recommendation of the faculty, by the authority of the Board of Regents of the University of Minnesota, and with the completion of all remaining degree requirements, I now confer upon you the degree for which you have been qualified. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations to all of you for your degrees. It's so exciting, and I can tell you, family members, there's nothing more enjoyable than having the opportunity to stand here and see every one of their smiling faces come across there. You can just see the pride they have in their success and their hard work. So congratulations again to all of you on your degrees. With that, I'm delighted to welcome Sierra Williamson. She is president of the Alumni Society Board for CFANS. Sierra earned her bachelor's degree in agriculture and food business management in 2020, followed by an MBA in finance. She works as a senior finance manager at Target and previously held roles at Land Lakes across several areas of their business, from feed production to mergers and acquisitions. As an undergraduate, Sierra left a lasting mark on CFANS. She served as president of the undergraduate student board and founded the Agribusiness Club, which continues to thrive in the St. Paul campus. Now, as president of the CFANS Alumni Society Board, Sierra is focused on growing CFANS brand and strengthening connections between alumni and students. Please join me in welcoming Sierra Williams.
Hello, graduates, and thank you, Dean Burr, for the introduction. On behalf of more than 31,000 CFANS alumni in Minnesota, across the country and around the world, it's my absolute honor to congratulate each and every one of you on reaching this incredible milestone. And thank you to all of those who are here today supporting these graduates, family, friends, faculty, staff, and mentors. Your presence truly matters. Graduates, take a moment to pause, breathe it in, reflect on the journey that brought you here, from that first day you stepped onto campus or joined your first course to this moment, dressed in cap and gown, ready to walk into your future. You chose to invest in yourself through education. You gained experiences, some expected and some surprising. You built connections with peers, professors, mentors, people who are now rooting for your success. I'm confident that your time at CFANS has equipped you not only with the knowledge and skills, but with the heart and mindset to make a real difference in this world. As you move forward, here are a few thoughts I hope you'll carry with you. First, stay curious. Curiosity will be your greatest strength. It'll guide you when things are unclear and help you grow. Second, lead with authenticity. Be true to who you are, even when others might try to make you feel differently. Your uniqueness isn't just part of who you are, but it's one of your greatest assets. Third, listen to understand. Really see the perspective of others will set you apart. And lastly, build your circle with people who see your potential. One of my long-term mentors, Pete, talks about my goals using when, not if statements. That belief changes the mindset that I have about myself. Find that kind of mentor. Seek out people who believe in your future as much as you do. As an alum, I want you to know that you are not alone in this next chapter. The CFANS Alumni Society is here for you. Our mission is to build bridges between alumni, students, faculty, and the broader community, to create opportunities, foster connections, and celebrate each other's success. Personally, I've had the privilege of engaging in some amazing programs: Homecoming, Networking Night, Borealis Night of Excellence, and many others. But the one closest to my heart has always been the CFANS Mentor Program. As a student, I was paired with a mentor who introduced me to a company where I started my career. That one connection changed everything for me. This year, the 32nd year of the program, we had 118 student mentor matches, including over 30 first-time mentors. That's powerful. Now let me ask you, how many of you have participated in the mentor program? Go ahead and put your hands up. Amazing. For those of you who did, thank you. And to the rest, I hope you'll consider being a mentor in the future. It's an incredible opportunity to grow your own network while paying it forward to the next generation of CFANS students. Through this program, students have found jobs, internships, gained advice, and made lifelong friends and advocates. My path was shaped by one of those connections, and I know yours can be too. Our CFANS alumni community is strong. Whether you're staying close to home or traveling across the globe, know that you're part of a network that stretches wide and runs deep. United by shared values, a passion for impact, and a love for this institution. So, on behalf of the CFANS Alumni Society, congratulations. We are excited to welcome you into the alumni family. And we hope that you'll be reminded by the bag tag that we gave you as you walked off the stage and all of the places that you'll take your career next. We believe in you, we're cheering for you, and we can't wait to see what you'll do next. Go Gophers.
Thank you, Sarah. Sarah, we appreciate your, I've had her name wrong 3 times now this week. I've known her for probably 10 years, but thank you, Sarah, for everything you do for the Alumni Society and your fellow alums. With that, okay, I just have a change of the thing here. We offer all you new graduates our very best wishes as you take your next steps. We wish you safe journeys ahead and invite you to stay in touch. I want to wish you all the very best in your careers personally, and remember what I said, you can all be great because you can all serve in your roles and wherever you go in your future. So thank you all, and thank you all for joining us today, your parents and families and supporters that are here today. So thank you all for this wonderful program and ceremony, so thank you. We will conclude with the singing of Hail Minnesota. Family and friends, please remain seated until faculty members and graduates have left the auditorium. So thank you all.
Minnesota, hail to thee. Hail to thee, our college dear. Thy light shall ever be a beacon bright and clear. Thy sons and daughters true will proclaim thee near and far. They will guard thy name and adore thy name. Thou shalt be